But I'm very excited to lend and invest in cash flow businesses. Even if you're not cash flow positive, if you can show me what the potential is, show me how you've been operating your business. My name is Mariame McIntosh-Robinson. I'm the former president and CEO of First Global Bank and now the president of Kenta, which is a fintech company headquartered in Houston across 14 countries where we do digital assets and payments. And I live here in Kingston, Jamaica.
Awesome. So you're one of the speakers today. Could you tell us briefly what you spoke about?
Sure. So I spoke about how to position your business for investment. In my prior life, I was a private equity investor where I provided equity capital to businesses across the Caribbean. And I did that for over 7 years across 2 funds. We were taking institutional money for the goal of deploying it directly into businesses in the region. And I fundamentally believe that all companies can get access to capital, which is usually one of the biggest pain points of SMEs. Once they know the process and they have the right fit in terms of the company they're going to or the institution that they're going to, the mandate matches their business. Okay, so again, access to capital is not a subjective and a perhaps I'll get it, perhaps I'll not. I believe everyone can get access to capital. You just have to know how it works and approach the right fit institution for your business.
Okay, so there was a point in your presentation that stood out to me where you said that there was a company that who may not look so stable on paper could be more liable to get a business loan rather than somebody who looks more liable.
I think maybe what I was talking about was
wrong.
No, man, I think what I was talking about was the assets, perhaps.
Assets,
right? So asset lending versus cash flow lending.
Exactly.
So the goal. So when it's assets, right? It's very easy for banks to give loans based on if you have a house or if you have a car. Because we understand that asset and we can always sell it into the market if something goes wrong. But I'm very excited to lend and invest in cash flow businesses. Even if you're not cash flow positive, if you can show me what the potential is, show me how you've been operating your business, that you have reviewed or audited statements every year, that you have a board in place, that you made a projection and a year later, this is what the actuals were versus the forecast, and where there was deviations, you can share why it was different. And now you're a further year, which is of a 3-year projection into the future. Those are the things I'm looking for, the how you operate, the kind of diligence and culture that you've created, not simply, oh, you have a great asset that I can lend against and take if you don't do well.
Awesome. All right. So one quick advice for someone who is not in business and looking to start a business. What advice would you give to them?
Yeah, the biggest advice I give is that get it down on paper. Write your business plan and do not outsource that writing. Oftentimes people come and say, listen, Mariam, you know somebody that can write a business plan for me? And I say, if it is your business, you are best positioned to write the plan. Or someone will come to me and this great idea. And I say, great, what are the financials? What kind of financials? What do they look like? And I say, I'm not a finance person. And I say, everybody is a finance person when it comes to an idea that you're passionate about and have. For finance, all you're doing is saying, what are my sources of cash? How do the cash inflows, which is really around your revenue, which is really around your volume times your price. So how many customers and what's the average price? You make assumptions. And then cash outflows, which are your expenses. And again, this is your people costs, your electricity, your food. Again, depending on your business, you know what those line items are. And you put estimates in. So again, the advice I would have for anybody is get your idea down on paper, write your business plan. Just quickly share what business plan should entail. So the first one, it doesn't have to be in this order, but it should have what does your product or your company or your idea do? How does it work? So just in a couple paragraphs, when I read it, I should understand exactly what the offering is. Number 2, how are you different? How are you going to win? What's your source of differentiation or competitive advantage? Number 3, what are some of the market or competitor trends? What extra, even if it's just one paragraph, I just want to know that you've done an external look of the sector you're playing in, you understand it, and you're sharing with me some of the key characteristics and trends. Number 4, tell me about your management team. What is a team that's going to bring this idea, this project, this offering to fruition? And that's quite frankly one of the most important elements of a business plan that I assess as a potential investor. Number 5, again, I was just talking to you about what are my cash inflows, what are my cash outflows. So I have a view of at least what will look like. The other thing I want to know is what are the risks that you see in the business and the mitigating actions to combat those risks. So that's the element of a business plan. And anyone who's starting a business, you write that plan. That is the first step.
Awesome. Is there, before you go, is there anything you want to plug? Or where can the people find you if they need to?
Yeah, man. So I'm a big believer in entrepreneurship, and really, it's not that I'm old, but I'm kind of far along in my career now that my passion is really being a teacher. That's what I think, that's my calling. I've done it in different ways as I show up in the corporate space and now the more entrepreneurial space. But my goal is to work with other businesses to get capital into your business, to take your business to the next level. That's what I'm passionate about. And so you can reach out to me. I am on mariame.mcintosh@gmail.com, or you can reach me at mcintosh@globaltriangleadvisors.com. You can WhatsApp me at 876-320-7588 and just put the context in the WhatsApp so I have a sense of what you're reaching out on. Thank you.
All right, thanks so much for these gems.
Definitely.
Have a good day, all right?
Thank you.